को लगाना मतलब और टाइम से अपन देखते हैं वो इसके अलावा जीसी वाले पैटर्न का ये टाइम से
Good morning, everyone. I, Ms. Shushma Kendalkar, is your host for today. I welcome each and everyone for the Sadgun Sang Meet, which is a 235th virtual webinar. It shall be taken by Mr. Dilip Negi. The topic for today is Stepping into Leadership, a guide for first-time managers. Agenda for today's Sadgun Sang Meet, virtual inauguration by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessing of deity, introduction of the speaker, presentation by Mr. Dilip Negi, followed by question and answer session. About Sadgun Sang. Sadgun Sang conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with a mission to elevate the quality, safety and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadgun Sang is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate professionals on possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. Brief introduction of Dr. Sundar Kataria. He is a chairman and managing director at International Certification Services Private Limited. He has done mechanical engineer from AMIE, honorary doctorate into business management, Experience Season 2, Nuclear RAPP. He started his career in building India's first nuclear power plant at Rawat Bata, Kota, Rajasthan. Oil and Gas EIL. He contributed in developing India's first oil and gas field at Bombay High since its inception. DNV. He was head of industry and offshore development with DNV for 2 decades. ICS. He is the founder of first Indian conformity assessment and inspection body known as International Certification Services Private Limited, which is a provider of a total quality solution under single umbrella with a wide spectrum of services. He has achieved a lifetime award of NACE Corcon, also received several national and international awards. I request Dr. Kataria to virtually inaugurate today's session.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Please join us for the recitation of Gayatri Mantra.
स्वाहा तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वाहा तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वाहा तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्.
Introduction of today's speaker, Mr. Dilip Negi. He is a Vice President of Strategy and Planning at International Certification Services Private Limited. He has done BA in Economics, Diploma in Computer Application and Management. 10 years of experience is into industrial industry and 23 years of experience, more than 23 years of experience in admin, finance and certification in ICS. Welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Susma. Good morning to all. Susma, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you to Dr. Sundar Kataria and Sadgun Sangh team for giving me this opportunity. This is a very beautiful platform, Sadgun Sangh. As you know that this is the 235th episode we are conducting of knowledge sharing. Today's topic, I have taken Stepping into Leadership, a guide for first-time managers. Whosoever becomes manager first time, directly or indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, he steps into leadership. So you may say that is his first step into leadership also. But you will be surprising to know that 60% of first-time managers are never given the leadership training. It's something like that. Okay, they are handed over the keys of a car, beautiful car, and they don't know how to drive it. So keeping this theme in background, I have designed today's presentation. Let's hope I can fulfill this. Uh, First, let's see that who is the first-time manager and why this transaction is critical. So I have divided this presentation into three parts. First, the transition from contributor to leader. Second, how to manage yourself and others. And third, tools and techniques to build trust and lead a team. Let's move on. From contributor to manager. Till date, you are a contributor. You are the star performer. You are the star of the month. You are a star of the year. But now you have become the manager. So here you are. Earlier you were here sitting, working, executing. Now you are managing a team. So this is the first shift. Now let's see what is the contributor to manager. This is a mindset shift. Earlier you were executor, as I said, from doing to leading. Now you are leading a team. Now you are no more doing. So what is that? Learning to delegate effectively. You must learn how to delegate. Second thing, you were a specialist earlier because you were doing particular task and you were the best performer in that task. But now no more. You are a journalist. For example, suppose you are a production engineer. Now you become the station manager. So you will be doing a multiple tasks. You have to track the sale, you have to see the finances, you have to see the administration, you have to see the HR functions. So managing multiple aspects which may not be your core expertise. You have never done the HR, you have never done the finance, but now you have to see these functions also. From task execution to people development. Now you have become the coach. You are empowering the team. So your role has changed. So it is mindset shift. That's why it's called the mindset shift. Now, what are the responsibilities of a manager? You see, he has to do the multitask, as the picture itself says. Let's see what are his responsibilities.
Sorry to interrupt you, Negiji, but I think your slide is yet on the first slide.
Oh,
You'll have to just go back to share screen.
sorry.
No problem, sir. Share the entire screen.
Okay, one second. Now,
Sure.
His come, his start scheme,
No, sir. Not yet.
right?
Not yet, sir.
Is it?
Nice, sir. Just going to share again. Click on share and share the entire screen.
One second.
Yes, sir.
Entire screen.
And now click on the share again.
Share is not highlighted.
Once you'll click on that screen, no, entire screen, share will get highlighted. Click on that entire screen.
I've clicked already. It is highlighted, but share is not highlighted. What is happening?
सर एक बार डिस्कनेक्ट होके एक बार फिर से ज्वाइन करिए सर.
Okay. Susma, you have given me rights, sharing rights.
Yeah, 1 second. So now you can try.
Okay.
So do you want me to share the presentation?
Yes, you share, please.
Okay, sir.
It's wasting of time. Yeah. Okay.
You can start, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So now, sorry for the interruption. Uh, so now we are talking that who is the first-time manager and why this transition is critical. So this presentation I have divided into three parts. First is the transition from contributor to leader. Second, how to manage yourself and others. And third, what are the tools and techniques to build trust and lead a team. Yeah, please. Now from contributor to manager. Let's see that what is contributor to manager. Yes, please. The contributor to manager is nothing but it is a mindset shift. Earlier, you were a performer, individual performer. Now you are leading a team. Now your performance will be evaluated on the basis of your team performance. Earlier, you were a star performer, you are individual performer, performer of the year, but now you are no more that. Your team performance will talk about your success. So now you have become doing to leading. So you have to learn how to delegate effectively. Earlier, you were a specialist in some particular task, but now you are managing multiple aspects. You are looking after the finance, you are looking after the sales, you are looking after the administration, you are looking after the HR, production, operations, all these things, multiple things. You may not be the expert of all these, but you have to be the trade of all jack of all trade. Third thing, the task execution to people development. You are now a coach, you are a mentor, you are empowering your people. So this is your mindset shift, how you have become from contributor to manager. Next, please. Now we talk about the role and responsibility of manager. You are a bridge between the strategy and the execution. Let's see how it works. There are the four major responsibility. The very first is the planning. Success doesn't happen by chance. It requires a plan. If you don't have the plan, you cannot succeed. What are the key actions for that? Establish objective and priorities, identify resources and timelines, anticipate risk and prepare contingencies. Yes, risk management is here. Second thing is organizing. A great plan is meaningless without execution. You have a beautiful plan, very good plan, but if it's not executed, no use of that. It's meaningless. How you can achieve that? Assign roles and responsibility effectively. Streamline workflow and communication. Ensure team have the necessary support and resources. This falls under organizing. Next. Third main responsibility, leading. Leadership is not about the control, it's about influence. Now you are handling the team, which consists of people. You are not handling the machinery, right? And people have emotions. So you have to deal the people. So set a positive example through action and attitude. As a leader, you should set a positive example. You have the positive mental attitude, right etiquettes, right manners. Encourage innovation and collaborations. You have to encourage. If somebody have the innovative idea, you should encourage him. You should collaboration. The team spirit has to be encouraged. Support and develop team members for growth. You have to support them for the growth. Now, fourth is controlling. What gets measured gets managed. The simple thing. If the things are not measured, it is not managed. In management, you must have the measuring tool, effective measuring tool. What is that? Monitoring performance against goal. Whatever goals are assigned to your team manager, you have to monitor them. Second, provide feedback and adjust strategies when needed. You have to provide the feedback, positive feedback, and accordingly adjust the strategies. If particular person is not able to achieve the target, not achieve the objective, you have to help him change the strategy or align your strategy so he can achieve his objective. Maintain quality standard and address issue affect proactively. You have to ensure that your quality standards of your services product are maintained, because if quality is not maintained, you won't survive in the market. And if there is any issue, any complaint, it has to be addressed immediately. Yeah, please. Now what happens, when you become the first time manager, you are very excited, and in that excitement, many times you ignore the certain pitfalls. But there are certain pitfalls. Let's see that what are those. Yeah. First is the micromanagement. How many people agree with this? If you want something done right, do it yourself. The first time manager has this mindset. This is one of the biggest pitfall. कि भाई उनको क्या काम करवाना है, खुद कर लो तो हम जल्दी कर लेंगे. Because you are expert in that, and now your team, you have to delegate the work and encourage him to achieve that level which you are already achieved. So you have to come out of this. If you are still doing yourself, you are not a good manager. You are setting a bad example. Set clear expectation upfront. Sit with them, have a discussion, talk that this is expected from you. Provide guidelines, guide them, but let him take the ownership. You can guide him, but whatever he does, he has to take his ownership. Focus on outcome, not the methods. So this you have to come this micromanagement. Second is lack of clarity. Sometimes whatever you say or objectives are not, or whatever communication you do, there is no clarity in that. So ambiguity is the enemy of productivity. If there is an ambiguity, so you cannot achieve the productivity. So define role and responsibility clearly. There should be no ambiguity about the role and responsibilities. Communicate goals and expectation explicitly. You must communicate the goals to your team members, and what are expected, it should be clearly mentioned. Use structured feedback loop to align priorities. There should be structured feedback, and this feedback has to be in regular interval. Third thing pitfall is that failure to give feedback. Many times managers, first time managers or new managers, even the senior managers, they avoid to give the feedback. So silence is not golden. it is confusing. And management silence is not golden, it's confusing. Right? So regular check-ins to discuss progress. You have to sit your team in regular interval and discuss their progress. Constructive, actionable feedback, both positive and development. Feedback has to be positive and development. It should not be discouraging. It should not be negative feedback. Even it is negative, construct it such a way that it become positive. Okay, encourage open dialogue to help team members grow. If you are open with the dialogue, so they will grow. They will have trust in you. Trust will be built. Next, please. Next is the emotional intelligence. As you said, we are human beings. We are the bundle of emotions. So a manager must learn emotional intelligence. What is that? Let's see. Yeah. Why emotional intelligence matters for managers? As I said, we are human beings. Leadership is not just about a strategy. It's about people. Now you are in leadership role or you are handling the people. What is emotional intelligence or EQ? The ability to recognize and manage your own emotions. The capacity to understand and influence other emotions of others. The key driver of effective leadership, communication, and teamwork. Let's see in detail. The 4 pillars of your emotional intelligence are self-awareness, knowing yourself. If you know yourself, you know the world. If you don't know yourself, you don't know the world. The very first thing is started from knowing yourself. You must recognize your triggers. Understand your strength and your growth areas. Stay mindful how your emotions impact decisions. See, if you are carrying your emotions, whatever happened in your house, home to office, and whatever happened in the office to your home, so it will ruin the both life, your professional life as well as the personal life. So you have to be mindful. You should be ensure that this emotion, this work, professional life is not impacting my personal life, or my personal life is not having the impact on my professional life. This is about the self-awareness. Self-regulation, managing emotion effectively. A leader's calm presence set the tone for team. If a leader is not reactive, is calm, composed, cool, so it will set the tone for the team. How you can do that? Pause before reacting. Suppose some situation is there where you feel that you will explode. Please pause. Control yourself. Count 1, 2, 3 before speaking or before saying something or reacting something, responding. Right? So these are some techniques where you can pause and then respond. Use stress management technique. Everybody got stress in life, but you have to use certain techniques to control those stress, like breathing, reframing. Yeah? Stay flexible and adaptable in challenging situation. If there is a challenging situation in your life or in your professional life, so stay flexible, be logical and adaptable. Now, third thing is the social awareness. In emotional intelligence, third thing is social awareness, understanding others. The best leader listen more than they speak. If you are a good listener, you can resolve the problem, understand the person better way. Pay attention to non-verbal cues and emotions. So empathy, acknowledge team members' perspective. You should not be rigid. You have to listen his perspective. What is his views about the thing? Why he's behaving like that? Adapt communication style based on audience. Your communication style should be based on the audience, means you have to listen more information you have to gather about it. Fourth thing is the relationship management, leading with empathy. Trust is built through consistent action, not just words. Just saying that well done, good achievement, kudos is not sufficient. Foster open, honest communication. Give constructive, empowering feedback. As I said earlier, your feedback has to be constructive. It has to be positive. Build a strong and respectful relation with your team. You should have the strong relationship, respect, mutual respect for each other. Now, next is the time and priority management. This matrix you might have seen so many times, and this is very popular in the management, among the management students, that important and urgent. What is urgent? What is important? What is not urgent? What is not important? What is not important and not urgent? So these are the four categories. Let's see how it works. Yeah. Why managing time and priority matters. Great managers don't work more hours, they work smarter. You have to learn work smartly, not working for the longer hours. The Eisenhower's matrix, which I have seen earlier, urgent and important, there are the four quadrants. First is urgent important. Handle immediately. What are the critical works, urgent work to be handled immediately? These are critical deadlines, crises, medical emergencies, all those things. These fall under this category. Second is important but not urgent. You can schedule them, you can plan them, and take their care later on. Urgent but not important. Delegate those things which are not urgent and not important. You can delegate those things down the line. Neither urgent nor important. There may be certain things which may be not urgent, not important. You have to eliminate those things. These are the distraction and low value works. Next, please. Now, time blocking. Structuring your day for success. Time is not just managed, it's allocated strategically. You have the 24 hours in a day, and everyone got the same thing. Now, successful people, how they become success? Because they allocate it strategically. So how you can do that? Batch similar tasks together for efficiency. Whatever similar task is that you can do it together. Schedule defocus work. Whatever is the work which require the focus, there you avoid the interruptions. Set aside time for leadership tasks. Now you are a manager. Now you should ask yourself how much time you are allocating for coaching and team support. Manager is not like that. Since morning till evening he is shouting to this and that and just doing the floor management. What you have to do, you have to allocate a certain time, certain hours for coaching and team support. And the most important is you have to protect personal and recharge time. Avoid burnout. You have to balance your life. So no burnout, please. Next. Now, next is the very important is the growth mindset. And you might have heard it so many times under the management discussion that what is the growth mindset, what is the fixed mindset. Let's see that. Yeah, please. Okay, what is growth mindset? Leadership is a journey, not a destination. The best manager doesn't aim to be perfect, they aim to keep learning. The key word for growth mindset is learning, keep learning. If you are having a growth mindset, if you are having the inclination for learning, so that means you are having the growth mindset. The key word for growth mindset is keep learning. That's also simple. These two words, keep learning, means you are having the growth mindset. Eh? Seeing failures as an opportunity, not roadblocks. So if you fail in your any endeavor, it will give you experience. It's not a roadblock. Believing that a skill can be developed through effort and learning. You believe that if you are not lacking some skills, you can develop it, you can learn it. Third thing, being open to feedback, change, and continuous growth. If you are having the open growth mindset, so that means you will be open for the feedback. You will accept the feedback from your juniors, even from the juniors, and and you will be ready for the change and for continuous growth. Next, please. How managers can cultivate the growth mindset, how we can develop our team's growth mindset. But first is that you have to ask the question, seek the diverse perspective. This what will happen, this will encourage the curiosity. Frame mistakes as a learning opportunity. If somebody has done some mistake, frame it as a learning opportunity. It's not like that you have done so and so mistake, you are good for nothing. It's not like that. What you have to say, that let's sit together and I want the part of your success, let's do it some different way. Same thing you are saying, but in a positive way. Seek knowledge, mentorship, and self motivation. As I said, you may not be the expert of all things. Suppose you are lacking in the financial understanding or marketing understanding. To make somebody mentor who is expert in that, seek his help. Learn through books, seminars, other things, gain knowledge, do self improvement. So this is a model of continuous learning. Embrace adaptability. See change as opportunity, not threat. Many times what happens, if there is any change in policy or regulations or something, so people resist for it. They don't accept it. You should see the change for the opportunity, not as a threat. Next, please. Now, very crucial is the building trust, because you are a team leader. You have the team. You are managing a team, a group of people. So you have to build a trust. If there is no trust, you cannot build a team. Yeah, please. How we can do it? Let's see. Yeah, next, please. Why trust matters in leadership? See, this is very important. This line is very important. People don't follow titles, they follow trust. You may be the VP of the company, you may be the president of the company, but if you don't have the followership, so that means people are not having trust in you. It is trust which makes follower. A team that trusts their manager is more engaged, more motivated, and willing to take initiative. How you can do that? Create a positive work environment. Your environment, people should enjoy that environment. There should be no negativity. Encourage honest communication and collaboration. There should be honesty in your communication, and there should be team spirit. Strengthen team accountability and performance. Whatever is there, it should be joint responsibility. It's team accountability. And if we succeed or we achieve something, there's a team performance. It's not individual performance. Next, please. How to build and maintain trust as a manager. Now, there are a few things. First is lead with authenticity and integrity. Because trust is start with transparency, leaders must be honest, fair, and consistent. Whatever you say, you do, there should be honesty in that. The integrity should be reflected in your action. So keep your commitments. Whatever you have committed, you have to fulfill that. Be open and honest. Even conversation is very tough, you have to be very honest. You have to be very open. If you have committed any mistake, please own that and show the accountability. Yes, I'm accountable for this mistake. So this comes about the authenticity and integrity. Now, open communication. Trust grows when employees feel heard and valued. Encourage feedback and discussion. Practice active listening and be approachable. So that will build a trust. This open communication method will build a trust. Next, please. Third thing, show empathy and support. Trust is not just about the performance, it's about the genuine care. You are genuinely caring about your subordinate. Recognize your team members' effort and contribution. How you can recognize? You can give an appreciation letter, a trophy, or some type of compensation. So this is the recognition. Support personal or professional growth. How we can support the professional growth? By mentoring him, by guiding him. Understand individual colleague, lead with empathy. Empathy is the key quality of a leader, which builds a trust. Be consistent and fair in decision making. Set a clear expectation so decision feel fair. Because you have in beginning you have communicated your expectation, so later on there is no ambiguity about that, about your decision. Keep communication consistent across all team members. Whatever you are communicating, be consistent, and it should be across all team members. Be equitable and unbiased. Avoid favoritism. All members are equal in your eyes. There is no favoritism. So that will build the trust. Yes, please. Now, one of the major quality of leadership is effective communication. Communication is very important, and let's see how it works. Yeah, please. Why great managers are great communicators? You might have seen the great leaders are the great communicators. Leadership is not just about making decisions, it's about ensuring those decisions are understood, embraced, and acted upon. See, decision has to be communicated. If you are communicated, those decisions, it has to be understood by your team members. It has to be embraced, accepted by them, and acted upon. This is the quality of a leadership. The communication is a bridge between vision and execution. What is the top management's or organization's goal, objective, vision? If that is communicated properly to execution team, so this work as a bridge between these two. How you can do that? Build trust and alignment with teams. Reduce confusion and misinterpretation. Sometimes it's not communicated properly and the things are misunderstood. strengthen relationship and collaborations. So these are the things which are required for effective communication. Next, please. What are the key principles of effective communication? There are the four key principles. First is a clarity and over complexity. It should be simple and clear, no complexity. Right? So whatever you are communicating has to be simple, direct, and easy to act on. Yeah? Active listening. Focus on what's being said, not just what you want to say next. You have to focus on what you are saying, what is being said. So you have to be active listener. Body language and tone. Non-verbal cues impact understanding more than words alone. You can make out from the body language whether the person is interested or not in your discussion or in your saying. Ask questions. You have to ask the question. Clarify expectation instead of assuming understanding. There is no assumption. Has to be clear. Right? Yes, please. Next. Encourage open dialogue. Great leaders create spaces where employees feel heard and valued. You have to create a space where employee can feel that he is being heard. How you can do that? Foster an environment where feedback is welcome. There are many managers who don't like to get any feedback from the juniors. They feel that they are at the top of the world or they are doing the best thing, and the juniors cannot give any feedback or any suggestion. You have to make such environment where feedback is welcomed. Encourage two-way conversation instead of the monologue. It's not only one-way communication that only manager will speak. It will the two-way communications. Your team members should be allowed to speak. Respond thoroughly. Acknowledge concern before offering solution. So you have to respond thoroughly and acknowledge the concern. What is his concern? You should acknowledge that before giving the solution. Next, please. Feedback culture. Now, one of the famous is the SBI. What is that SBI? Not the State Bank of India, is the situation, behavior, impact. Let's see, because earlier you have the feedback mechanism where you can give the feedback to only your manager, manager will give to his manager and so on. But now that trend had changed. It is now 360 degree feedback. Now you can get the feedback from the different stakeholders, right? Let's see how it works. Yeah, please. First is setting the goals and expectation. This you might have seen that the SMART goals. This is not new. You may be aware about it. As for this, your goal has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be achievable. It has to be relevant, and it has to be time bound. So what happened? Goals. The time bound. I feel that the time bound is one of the most critical things that where most of the people are lacking. Goals are there, objectives are there, but there is no time limit for that, or rather they don't follow it. Sir, we are trying. Whatever you are trying or you are doing, my dear, it has to be done within that time limit. That goal is specific for a month, for a quarter, for a half year, or for the year, and you have to accomplish those goals, those objectives, right? And as we said, that has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be relevant to your objective of your organization. Yeah, next please. One more thing, there are so many tools of measuring your objective, but here we are discussing one of the objective, which is known as OKR, objective and key results. Why it is? Because it is not for the longer period, it's for the short period, for a month, for a quarter. This OKR methodology is for a depend on the key results. How it is? Suppose you have the objective is a big picture goal. Suppose this is enhancing the team collaboration. That is lesser collaboration the team among the team, and you want to enhance that, right? The key result is measurable milestone that tracks progress, improve cross-functional meeting participation by 20%. What we have said that improve cross-functional meeting by 20% and reduce miscommunication error by 30% in the project workflow. So these are the key results which we will give monitor monthly, and then we can see whether we are achieving that objective or not. If suppose we are not getting this progress, then we will work out, sit together, work out how to achieve that. So this is OKR, rather waiting for in the errand that we will see that this is achieved or not achieved. So this in process, in between, right? Now, communication expectation clearly and upfront, align expectation with the team strength and objective, reinforce accountability through regular check-in and feedback, as I said it earlier, right? Yeah, next please. Delegation. Yes, next is a very important thing for the manager is the delegation. What to delegate and how to do it effectively. We will see it, how we can do it. Yes, please. Sorry, just go to back. Previous slide, please. So there are the certain principle of effective delegations, which we have jotted here down. No expected results, no skills and ability of the people, performance, standard are known, process are equitable, sufficient authority is given, rules are clear, help is available, receivers see it is as a forward step. So these are the few effective way to delegate. You must know that what to be delegate to the junior team. Suppose any confidential thing and an important thing which has to be between you and management has not to be delegated down the line. Some confidential information or confidential processes has not to be delegated down the line. Only things which are routine and which are not confidential can be delegated down the line. And this delegation has to be very important. One more thing in delegation, sometime in the excitement of becoming the manager, you delegate everything. And even you delegate and you forget to monitor that. The delegation is not only the important, monitoring of that delegation is very important. It happens many times when we ask our juniors, what happened to this? And then manager says, sir, I have given this task to someone that I don't know. I will ask, come back to you. So, Baba, if you have given it to someone down the line, it is your duty to ensure that the task is accomplished or not. And then report back to your manager, your reporting line. The delegate doesn't mean that you are, you can shake off your shoulder, ki, Baba, this I have delegated down. Now he is responsible for that. Right? You are equally responsible for that. Yeah, next please. Next is the motivation. How you motivate your team. There are 3 pillars of motivation. First is recognition. People thrive when their efforts are acknowledged. Making people feel valued. You must recognize them for their efforts, for their success, for their achievement, whether it is small or big. So recognition is the first step. Second, growth, fueling continuous development. Employees stay engaged when they see a path of growth. Now you see that what is the growth? Growth doesn't mean every year you will be promoted. Growth doesn't mean that every year there will be increment of the salary increment. Growth means something else. What you can do as a manager. If you are mentoring him, if you are upgrading his skills, if you are guiding him, so that is growth. He feels my professional growth is there. I'm learning something. It's not only the monetary gain or the improve or the upgradation in the designation, right? The growth means that how you groom your juniors, how you upgrade their skills, right? Third is autonomy, empowering ownership and decision making. Micromanagement kills motivation. Trust empowers people to perform their best. So you have to give certain leverage, certain space where they can take their own decision. But that decision has to be within that limit, that within that whatever you have given the task, or that limit only, that it has not the impact on the main thing, main course of this. Yes, next please. Now you know that when you become the manager, there are so many people who have got the different you can say of mindset, different nature, different background. So conflict is the one of the part of our professional life. So handling conflict is one of the art of the manager must learn. Let's see how it works. Yeah, please. First of all, understanding the workplace conflict. The conflict in workplace may be referred to the disagreement, dispute, or tension that arises between employees, teams, or even management. It can be differences of the values, perspective, work style, or expectation. While conflict is often viewed negatively, it can also be catalytic for growth and innovation when handled constructively. If you handle the conflict constructively, it can be the tool for your growth. Effective resolution can improve relationship, enhance collaboration, and boost team productivity. So conflict is not having only the negative side; it may have the positive side, depending all the factors how you handle it. Next, please. Common source of conflict: communication gap. There is misunderstanding due to unclear instruction, lack of transparency, poor listening skills. So this falls under the communication gap. Role ambiguity. Roles are not defined. Overlapping duties can create the tension among the employees. Differing work style. As I said, that there are the people from the different background. So some employees prefer collaborative work, teamwork. Those who want to work in the team, and some are good in independent working. So this lead the friction. Competing priorities. If there are the different competing priorities, so there may be different, like the conflict may arise when the department or individual have the different goal or urgency level. For someone it is urgent, and others for it is not urgent. Personality clashes, attitude, temperament, this can lead also. Resource allocation. Suppose limited resources are there, such as budget constraint, equipment, share equipment can cause disagreement. So these are the causes of the conflict at workplaces. Yeah. How we can resolve the conflicts? You have to be active listener. You have to be effective communicator. Empathy and emotional intelligence. As I told you, as a leader, you have to be empathetic, and emotional intelligence techniques you have to learn. Problem solving approach. You must have the problem solving approach. How we can solve the problem. And negotiation and mediation. You are a mediator. You are a negotiator as a manager. Huh? So you have to ensure that your discussion, your negotiation reach an agreement. So both parties agree to that. Right? Next. Difficult conversation. Now the situation comes where you have the situation where the conversation become very difficult. For example, you have to give the feedback, negative feedback to your junior, or you have to do the appraisal, or you have to handle some complaint against him. So these are the difficult conversation how to communicate to your juniors. Let's see that. First thing, that understand the difficult conversation. A difficult conversation is any discussion where emotions run high, stakes are significant, and opinions differ. These can include giving constructive feedback, addressing conflict between the colleagues, discussing performance issues, negotiation salary and promotions, handling personal disagreements. These comes under the difficult conversation. Next, please. How to manage that? Prepare in advance. It's not you are sitting on the negotiation table and discussion table and you don't have any information. So please gather all information regarding that conflict. Stay calm and composed. Practice active listening. Be an active listener. What he's saying, just listen that actively. Use constructive communication technique. Find common ground and follow up. And later on, whatever you have done, whatever you have decided, you have to follow up that. So these are the techniques where you can handle the difficult communications. Next, please. Next is the very important is performance review. As a manager, you have to review the performance of your team. How we can do that? Let's move further. Yes, please. The key element of performance is the assessment of achievement. Whatever he has achieved during the period, during the financial year, we have to assess that. Strengthen the area of improvement. Assessment is that not only that identify the skills and the area of needing development. You have to give that feedback. Goal setting. Establishing the future objective for the career growth. Feedback and coaching. Providing constructive guidance for improvement. And employee self-reflection. Encourage employees to assess their own performance. He should be convinced that how was his performance. So that should be during your discussion and performance review. Next, please. How we can do that? Prepare in advance. Encourage open dialogues. Use clear measurable criteria. And balance positive and constructive feedback and follow up. Yes. Next, please. Now, one more thing which is very important is managing up. Till here, we were doing what is managing down. Now, this managing up. How you have to manage your uplines. Yes. Next. Strengthening your relationship with the manager. You have to strengthen your relationship with your managers. Why you have to do that? Because it improves the collaboration and trust between you and your manager, help you to anticipate their needs and work more effectively. enhance career growth and demonstrating the leadership and initiative, reduce misunderstanding and workplace frictions. Next, key strategies to managing up. Understanding your manager's goals and priorities. As you expect that your juniors, your team understand the goals and objectives, whatever assigned to you. Similarly, you must understand what is your manager's goals and priorities. Communicate proactively. You have to provide regular updates of your progress to your manager. Be updatable and solution oriented. It's not like that every time you reach with the problem or issues, you have to find a solution for that issue. Now, you must approach your manager with the solution also, suggestion for the solution. Take initiative and be reliable. You have to be proactive. So you take the initiatives and you are reliable person for your manager. Build a positive relationship. You have to build a positive relationship with your manager, then only you can work. If you are not having the positive relationship, so there will be conflict. There will be no growth, neither personal nor professional. Yeah. Next important is the cross team collaborations. You are heading a department, you are heading a station, you are heading a branch. So you might be interacting with the different teams, different departments, different stations, different regions. The cross team collaboration is very important. Yeah, next. How it can be? What are the benefits of this? Improved problem solving. Different team brings unique insight, leading to better solutions. Because different team has the different expertise. So when you work in collaboration, so you can get a better solution. Enhanced communication. It encourages transparency and knowledge sharing. Increase productivity. Streamlines the workflow and reduce the duplication of efforts. So it will increase the productivity. Stronger team relationship. Build the trust and cooperation across the departments. Next, please. What are the tools and resources? Project. Now we are coming to the tools and resources what are required for the manager. There are the different tools and resources available online in the form of the softwares, applications. I'm not referring them here, but you can get them. But basically, what is required in the what categories you are required, like you are the project management tools. Suppose you are handling the project, the different project management tools you require. Okay, communication and collaboration, because you are a team leader, so you have to communicate your leader to different communication tool and collaboration tools you require. Leadership and self-development resources. You have to enhance your leadership skills and self-development, like today in LinkedIn and so many other platforms, lot of self-development courses are there, applications are there where you can take the advantage. Harvard University journals are there. So many such things are there where you can refer those things. Productivity and team time management tools and employee engagement or HR tools. So these are the 5 categories or tools which broadly you require as a manager. And something are very popular which are used at daily progress report, monthly progress report, monthly MIS, minutes of meeting, your celebrations, your events, different events. All these are the part of their tools and resources. Or next, or just escape it. Next, escape. The quick summary of today's entire presentation is: don't try to be perfect. Ask question. Support your team's success and seek mentorship. Next. Final thoughts. Being a first time manager is a journey. So, in this journey, you have to learn, reflect, and adapt. You don't need all the answers, just curiosity and care is enough. Last, there is a famous quote: people don't leave companies, they leave managers. Be the one they stay for. Thank you. Yes, Usman, that's all from my side. Thank you, thank you.
Amazing presentation, sir. I think Sushma is joining, and super presentation, lot of insight, lot of takeaways. We can now open the floor for questions. I'd request anyone who has any questions can directly put on your video, unmute. Sir, आप stop share करवाता हूँ एक मिनट. So we'll just stop share now. I request you all to please, if you have any. Yes, perfect. So put on your video and you can ask your question directly to Negi ji. I think there were some questions that someone put in the chat box. Neetu, why don't you just ask the question, unmute yourself and ask the question directly. Neetu ma'am, you there?
सर गुड आफ्टरनून.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, ma'am. हाँ.
सर बहुत अच्छा सेशन था, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला, खासकर उनके लिए जो नए नए मैनेजर्स होते हैं. और इसमें कुछ मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि जब कोई नया मैनेजर प्रमोट होता है तो फर्स्ट इशू होता है जिस टीम के साथ वो वर्क करते हैं, तो उस समय उनका डेजिग्नेशन चेंज होता है. तो वो जो इश्यूज होते हैं वो कैसे सॉल्व हों, वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाते हैं एज अ मैनेजर.
मैम वैसे बेसिकली अगर आपको मैनेजर प्रमोट किया गया या आप मैनेजर बनते, कोई भी, मतलब आपसे मेरा मतलब कोई भी जेनरिक है, तो बेस्ड ऑन हिज परफॉर्मेंस और हर परफॉर्मेंस ही इज प्रमोटेड एज ए मैनेजर.
यस सर.
तो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, यू नो, एज आई सेड कि चेंज हर समय एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं होता है, तो रेजिस्टेंस आता है और इट हैपेंस एवरीवेयर. इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी दैट कि बाय सीनियरिटी यू विल बी प्रमोटेड. You may be promoted based on your performance and is a management principle. ये कोई हक नहीं है कि आप सीनियर हो तो आपको ही प्रमोट करना है. मैनेजमेंट किसी भी एबल आदमी को, कॉम्पिटेंट पर्सन को प्रमोट कर सकता है एज ए मैनेजर, इरिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ हिज एज, ईयर्स और हिज बैकग्राउंड. राइट.
यस सर.
इस केस में क्या होता है, जब आप नए बनते हैं तो थोड़े लोग आपके फेवर में भी रहेंगे, थोड़े लोग आपके उसमें भी रहेंगे, लेकिन आपको जो मैनेजरियल स्किल है कि आपको टीम बिल्डिंग करनी है, आपको डायलॉग ओपन अप करने हैं, आपको कम्युनिकेशन बढ़ाना है उनके साथ में, एंगेजमेंट बढ़ाना है. तो मोर यू गेट एंगेज विद देम तो दे विल ओपन अप. और उनको क्लियर रखिए भाई कि ये आपके पास अथॉरिटी है. आप उनको बोलिए कि भाई हमको ये एक्सपेक्टेड है आपसे, आपको ये देना है. तो आपको जब टीम बिल्डिंग के लिए आपको थोड़ा सा काम करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा रेजिस्टेंस शुरू में रहेगा, लेकिन धीरे धीरे वे ओपन अप हो जाएंगे और उनको समझ में आ जाएगा कि भाई ये अथॉरिटी हमारी है, हमको इसको फॉलो अप करना है. लेकिन यू हैव टू बी पॉजिटिव, यू डोंट हैव टू बी नेगेटिव. व्हाट हैपेंस, यू नो, कि अगर दोनों साइड नेगेटिव रहती हैं तो वो कन्फ्लिक्ट ज्यादा बढ़ता है. अगर आपका पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड है तो एक न एक दिन जो नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड वाले हैं वो आपके पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड को एक्सेप्ट करेंगे और आपके आगे झुकेंगे, आपको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे. तो आपको अपना पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड रखना है और पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड के साथ में अपनी टीम बिल्डिंग करनी है, उनको कोशिश करनी है कि आप उनको इंगेज कर सकें, उनको समझा सकें। यस प्लीज।
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
We have another interesting question from Sana. So I request Sana, please ask your question
Hello,
directly.
sir.
Vispute, wait for your turn. Please wait for your turn. Yes, Sana, please go ahead. So Sana's put a question in the chat box. She says, does gender and generation affect the ladder of managerial role? It's a very interesting question.
Does gender or generation affect? To be very frank, earlier it was there in the good old days, but now this gender discrimination or gender effect is not having the much. As far as the ICS is concerned, where we are working, and I'm working with proudly with this company since last 25 years. So I don't find any gender discrimination or general effect ladder of the management role. Basically, we have the lot of female staff or equal amount of the female staff, and even the females are very, you can say, responsible positions. So nowadays, I don't find much on this. So not only in this our company, but in other organizations also, we don't find it much there. So this discrimination is now going away.
Thank you, Nigiji. I'd open the floor for Sham Vispute. Sham Vispute, you had a question. You could unmute yourself and ask. Please unmute and ask. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, a few minutes before you told be positive, be positive. Be positive आप रहोगे, आपका एक फ्रेश डिसीजन है ये, आपने जो बात कही अभी कि आप बी पॉजिटिव रहो जब तक सामने वाला ये ना हो। इसमें सामने वाला अपन कहाँ तक बी पॉजिटिव रहना चाहिए, सामने वाला उसका क्या बोलते हैं गेन, मतलब कुछ ये भी ले सकता है उसका।
ओके, बिस्पोते जी, आपका क्वेश्चन में समझ गया। आपका कहने का मतलब कि हमारी क्षमता बी पॉजिटिव रहने की कितनी है, सामने वाला आपका एडवांटेज ले सकता है।
बी पॉजिटिव रहना चाहिए।
आपका क्वेश्चन में समझ गया। देखिए, ऐसा है कि हम लोग जो है ना एक प्रोफेशनल एनवायरनमेंट में काम कर रहे हैं। उस प्रोफेशनल एनवायरनमेंट में काम करने के लिए कुछ प्रोफेशनल टूल्स हैं, है ना। जैसे आपके पास अप्रेजल का टूल है, फीडबैक का मैकेनिज्म है, आपके पास उनकी परफॉर्मेंस को देने के लिए आप उनको नोट दे सकते हैं। और एज ए मैनेजर हम पहली चीज तो ये है कि आपको अपनी टीम को बिल्ड करना है, उनकी ग्रोथ करनी है। ऐसा नहीं कि आपको हर एक को कट करना है या हैमर करना है, हथौड़ा ही नहीं मारना है। आप समझे ना। पहली चीज तो ये कि हमको अपनी टीम बिल्ड करनी है। आप सक्सेसफुल लीडर तब होंगे जब आप चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशन को भी उसमें से भी रास्ता निकाल सके, तब आप अच्छे मैनेजर हैं ना। आपको सब बंदे अच्छे ही थोड़ी मिलेंगे, कुछ नट्स भी मिलेंगे ना। आपकी टीम में सारे अच्छे लोग नहीं होंगे, कुछ लोग खराब लोग भी होंगे, कुछ ऐसे भी होंगे जो आपको परेशान कर सकते हैं या नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड के होंगे। लेकिन आपके अंदर ये क्षमता होनी चाहिए, आपके अंदर एक कैपेसिटी होनी चाहिए कि आप इन नेगेटिव एटीट्यूड वाले बंदों को भी पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड में कन्वर्ट कर सकें। तो आपकी लीडरशिप है, एक चीज, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, आपके पास प्रोफेशनल मैकेनिज्म, प्रोफेशनल टूल हैं उनको हैंडल करने के लिए। आप अगर उनकी परफॉर्मेंस अप टू द मार्क नहीं है या दे आर नॉट फॉलोइंग द प्रोटोकॉल, तो आप उस पर एक्शन ले सकते हैं। आप उसके लिए आपके पास क्या कहते हैं, अथॉरिटी है, आप अपने अथॉरिटी को यूज कर सकते हैं। ये थोड़ी कहा गया है कि आप महात्मा गांधी बन के रहिए, आप समझे। तो आपको वो करना है, उनको यूज करना है।
Thank you, Nigiji. Thank you, Vispute. I'd request Anand ji. Anand ji, if you could please unmute and ask your question. Anand ji has raised his hand.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Good, Nigiji, very good presentation, and I'll just add asking a question that whatever in the presentation shown, it is really a takeaway for all our, including the junior and the senior also. Every slide was a takeaway from here. And as Sana was asking for gender and generation, my submission is that gender and generation have no criteria until and unless the competence and skill matrix of an organization, if a person suits in that, he whatever the gender is or whatever the generation is, whatever the age is, can be a leader, and leader is a born leader, and everybody has to show their leadership to come on this platform, not sitting behind, come front, take responsibilities and show the responsibilities. And as Visputeji was asking, be positive. You have to be positive. Then only things will work. Otherwise, it will not work. And it was very informative session. And I appreciate, sir, you have taken all the aspects of the requirement of the topic. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anand. Thank you for
Anandji.
your kind words. Thank you very
And
much.
there's a very interesting question from Shanaya. It's in the chat box. I'll read it out. Many times there is a resistance from a colleague who was also expecting the promotion but could not get it due to his performance.
Your question, your answer is there, because his performance was not up to the mark, so that's why he or she couldn't get the promotion. So as I told, that promotion is purely on depending on the criteria of the management. So because so many people in there, everybody cannot be the manager. There's the team of the 30 people, so you cannot make 30 managers there in the next year. Out of these 30, only one will be the manager, and the best will be there. So this happens. This is a natural thing.
Thank you. I think Sushma's also raised her hand, and then we'll come back to two more questions in the chat box. Sushma,
Yes,
please go
sir.
ahead.
Sir, how to handle a difficult conversation or conflict within a team, sir?
As I shown in my presentation, that conversation regarding as promotions, appraisals, all those things, these falls under the difficult conversation. Sometimes the complaint handling and all those things. So first of thing that you have to be sufficient information about that situation. Suppose you are you are sitting for the appraisal, so you must have all the data in hand with you about that. Suppose there is a complaint, so whatever information is there regarding that complaints with possible evidence, you should gather it. And you have to be open in your conversation, right? So if you have the fact, if your decision are based on the fact, so the person will already get convinced, because whatever you are saying, there is the weightage of your facts behind that. So there should not be generic discussion. So if it is fact based, so it becomes easier to dominate the conversation. If you have lacking the information, so you cannot dominate the conversation, right? So in such situation, gather the maximum information and then sit across the table and be a good listener. What is he saying? First listen to that also. So he should not feel that you are only one-sided. First listen to him. What is his views? Try to understand why he has done this. And be whatever you take, always have a human aspect on that. Whatever decision you take, just think from the human angle. At the end of the day, you are a human being. Just consider him the human being and try to improve. The manager's work is to improve the person, not to punish him. We want the growth of each and everybody.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Sir, before I go to, there are two questions. So before we go to the Anugrah's question, there is addition on Shanaya's conversation, who mentioned that someone didn't get the promotion who was expecting it. How do you deal with them? She says overall culture prevailing in the organization matters most for effective performance of a manager.
See what happens, if your criteria of performance is clear and it is communicated to people, so there is no ambiguity. What happens, we are not transparent. Sometimes the organization are not transparent. So if your performance criteria is declared well in advance, is white paper, to be a manager, this is the criteria. So if you are fulfilling the criteria, this is clear, and give them performance dashboard every month. So everybody knows what is the scorecard. So this will, we can avoid this situation if such measures you take. And of course, culture is not made over a day, overnight. It requires a lot of hard work of the leaders, of the management, of the managers to build a culture of the company. So if you everybody is working in that direction, so yes, you can make the good culture.
We have a question from Anugrah. Anugrah, would you like to ask the question directly, or shall I read it for you?
Yes.
You can read it, sir.
So he says another major issue is talent recruitment and retention, particularly in a competitive job market. Additionally, leaders face the challenge of adapting to rapidly changing business environments and implementing change effectively. How to handle these?
Okay, very long question.
Mhm.
See, attrition is the part of profession. People will come and people will go. As I told you that manager is a multitasking job. Your role is one of your role is HR also. The recruitment, training, retention is one of the job of the manager. If you show the growth, as I told you, the growth is not just promotion or just increment in the salary. It's not only the growth. Of course, that is a part of growth. But if a manager is mentoring his junior, if he's sitting across and helping him to groom his skill set, helping him professionally, so believe me, you can retain the people. But what happens? We become reluctant. आपको ये काम करना है. And then the main thing is that you expect that he should very first day he should do the all work perfectly. We have to give the induction. That's why induction is not the one day job. It's on job training. You have to continuously monitor and mentor him, so he get the satisfaction of his job, and you also get the good result from that. So that is a few things that which we can do. We can inculcate those cultures in our organization, and then we can work out of that. And this competition is always there, so you can't say that competition is not there. This is a part of the professional life. The people will be here and there and jumping, so that you can't avoid, which is not in your hand.
Yes, I don't think there are any more questions. If there are any more questions, I welcome you to please unmute and ask or put it in the chat box. So while we receive a question, Nigiji, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Once someone gets promoted to a manager, okay?
Right.
There could be different scenarios. One is age, which is a issue which has been brought out by multiple sexes, and age is two concepts which has been brought out. You may as a manager have reporting people who are by age more than you. That's challenge number one. So how that person of a more riper age than you, how do you get him? By keeping all your empathy, by keeping all your humility, respectfully ask him to do tasks. But then that kind of maturity has to be on the other side of the table also, to be able to accept a junior in that profile. That's the challenge. I think, how do you overcome that challenge? Fine, you can go down, you can be humble, you can be noble, you can be very respectful. But if the other side does not reciprocate as well, how do you handle that scenario? That's question number one. I have 3 questions, so I'll ask you one by one, and I'm looking forward to how do you handle such scenarios. I'm sure that's the underlying question in the questions that were put in the chat box, which somewhere didn't come out, so I want to put it very openly.
Yeah. Again, this is a very difficult situation, which usually the managers who are promoted at a young age, they face it. I agree with you. again, it depend on the culture. See what happened when we hire the people with the senior age, very senior age in the company organization. So what happened? They have worked in the earlier organization. They have the different set of culture there when they join your organization. So it is sometimes it becomes a little difficult to them for to adopt our organization's working style and all that, and accepting the junior as our uh, manager and all that reporting line. Basically, yes, reporting line is reporting line, hierarchy is hierarchy, irrespective of the age and anything. You have one must has to follow if he's a profession, real profession, and he must, I think, obey that or means follow that. Uh, as you said that ki juniors, you have tried all sort of things. Then again, we have to sit across and work, have the open dialogue. As we said that this is the one of the conversation which comes in the very difficult situation, tough conversation. Only thing is the dialogue is the only thing available in this world which can solve all the sort of conflict. The only thing that dialogue, open dialogue, we have to set and try to tell them, ki, Baba, you are such a senior guy. You can be the role model of this organization, or you can guide, mentor the younger generation. And if you are not following our culture on all these, means our SOPs also, whatever procedure, so you are setting the wrong example to younger generation. So please.
And
Yeah.
I get you, sir. So I come to, because we are running with paucity of time. We are already at 12:31. So I'll just quickly wrap up with my two other questions, sir. Again and again, the word culture is coming up, sir. It's a common, is it a misconception that only top management is responsible for the culture, or is it correct that only top management is responsible for culture and all the people who contribute to working in the organization, right from junior staff, junior management, middle management, and senior management, are not responsible to maintain the culture? Whose job is it? What is culture and where does it come from?
See, definitely culture comes from the top, no doubt about it, but it has to percolate down the line. The thing is that what happens, the top is having the best culture, but somehow it is not percolating down the line. So in that scenario, your middle management, the managers, are the, as I said, they are the bridge with your vision and execution.
The torch bearers for
The torch bearer. So they have to ensure that whatever vision is set by the top management or the founder of the organization has to percolate down. It has to be executed, because you are the manager to execute the things. And vision and mission is one of them. The culture is one of them.
I understand, sir. So does once a person gets promoted as a manager, does he start thinking differently? Does he start working differently? What is the ideal mix? What does he need to do? Because as you said, he may be doing X function, but now he has to do A, B, and C in addition to X. So what's the right blend? Does he change the way he functions? Does he change the way he looks at the entire operations? What is the first thing that a manager must do? He must look at a more holistic approach, so that could be, compromising certain functions, because time is limited. Time is 8 hours that you give to an organization, maybe 10, maybe 12. Whatever time you give to the organization, within that, now you were earlier doing one function, now you have to do 5. So you have to equally distribute your time, or you continue to do what you were doing and rely on the stalwarts within your team to be spearheading their particular functions. What is the right method?
Sir, as I said, this is the mindset shift. The very first thing that your mindset has to shift. Now you have become from contributor to manager. So manager has a different thing. Now no more you are contributor. You are now the manager. So you have to manage the things. You have to delegate things. So this is clear. Very in my presentation, this was very specifically I mentioned that now you are the contributor. You are a manager. You are in different role. So 2-3 things are there which I see. First thing is that if induction has to be there, the induction plan has to be there, that as a manager role you are supposed to do this thing, and you must be given those induction, and during induction you have to. Second thing, that has to be monitored. The main thing is that we are not monitoring our managers as per their managerial role. So what happens? They are not shifting from contributor to manager. They are still the executors. Their mindset, their style of working is still that. So monitoring, controlling is the one of the thing that the top management, the manager's manager has to monitoring, control him as the manager, not as the executor.
We have time enough for a last question, and Vijay, I'm not sure if we can take that question, but we have Sharma ji's hand raised, and if we have time left, we'll go to Vijay.
My goodness, Sharma ji is the
Sharma ji,
management
please go
guru.
ahead.
What I can answer him? Yes, Sharma ji, please.
No, I was intently listening because this is a topic which is an endless topic, you know.
Right, sir.
और आप कल्चर की बात कर रहे हैं तो कल्चर का बहुत इजीली हम कह देते हैं, नो दिस इज हाउ, ऐसा करो तो
Right.
कल्चर बदलेगा, ऐसा करो तो लीडर बन जाओगे, ऐसा करो. आई एम जस्ट लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग वेयर यार ऐसा करो, वो क्या करो कि मैं मतलब आप समझे ना कि आपने इनपुट्स बहुत अच्छे दिए, पर नेगी जी इन ऑल फेयरनेस टू एवरीथिंग, और मैं तो बहुत सालों से ट्रैक कर रहा हूँ इन चीजों को.
Right.
यार मतलब बोलने से बी ए गुड लिसनर हो रहा है क्या? कोई गुड लिसनर बोलने से, या कोई हो रहा है कि मेरी मैनेजमेंट का कल्चर है कस्टमर फोकस, यू नो, इन द नेम ऑफ कस्टमर फोकस, I mean, the management is going to go to any length, you know, to ensure customer centricity. Is that culture being percolated in companies? I am not talking specifically of X company. मतलब आप समझ गए ना कि वो मतलब कल्चर आ पा रहा है क्या बेसिकली नीचे तक? बड़ा आसान है हमको बोलना कि कल्चर. The only thing is you have been a stalwart, you know, you also, you know, seen all progression from A stage, B stage, you have come up in the organization. वो कल्चर नीचे परकोलेट होता है क्या आसानी से? एंड यू मस्ट बी ट्राइंग योर बेस्ट. और मैं अपने अनुभव से भी बोल रहा हूँ कि मतलब वो नीचे जाने का जितना रेजिस्टेंस है ना. और दूसरी बात प्लीज रिमेम्बर, हार्वर्ड एंड स्टैनफोर्ड को थोड़ा स्टडी कर लीजिए. They said that the biggest mistake a management does is they promote managers to, or when they promote a person who is a very good worker to a managerial or leadership position. और आप यहाँ भी देख लीजिए अपने किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आसपास, the moment you promote, this organization goes for a toss in various activity. आपने जो कहा ना, you have to monitor the person in his new role, वो बड़े काम की बात थी. He continues to be a good worker, no doubt about it. He works 12 hours a day. The only thing is what damage is he causing because he has been given additional authority to interact with cream clients. ये मॉनिटरिंग है ना. मतलब जिस दिन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस करना शुरू कर देंगे. और दूसरी बात, मतलब ये तो मैंने गुरु की ये कहावत है किसी की, हार्वर्ड वाले की, कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस गो फॉर ए टॉस व्हेन दे प्रमोट ए गुड वर्कर टू ए मैनेजर और लीडर. और कौन से को प्रमोट किया है उसको वहां पे आपने मतलब आप समझे ना, जो बहुत सारी बातें बोली हैं.
Very, very interesting and intriguing, but we are running with paucity of time. We'll take that one last question, and before I do that, Sharaya is, you know, pushing us to read the 7 C's, which is clarity of communication, commitment, collaboration, proactive handling of concerns, critical analysis, and careful handling. Thank you, Shanaya, for that. And I'll open this question for both of you all, sir. It's from Vijay Vishwakarma. He says, do at some point of time managers need to, or are they required to criticize their team or team members for their good future? And that's the last question we'll take. And
I think before I go to Vishwakarma ji, I'll just add to Sharma ji. Sharma ji, you are very senior to me, and you have a lot of experience in this management. One thing is that what I feel that when we are promoting someone to manager, basically on the performance basis we promote. Generally the organization promote it, but we don't see the other qualities of that. And when you are recruiting the teams, the emotional intelligence, the HR lacks in that. So whenever you are aptitude and attitude, as you just said, when you are appointing someone, you must check not only the professional thing, but about his aptitude regarding the role he is being appointed. And same thing should go to when you are doing the promotion. There may be a good performer, best performer, but it's not necessarily he can be the good manager. So we have to see that to whom you are promoting is having the qualities of managerial skills, something like that. As Anandji said, it is inbuilt. Leaders are born. So something are there which are natural, and something is there which you can groom up or later in active. Now coming to Biswakarmaji's question, yeah, Biswakarmaji, yes, feedback you can give, like as you said, how you give the feedback. You criticize, but you criticize in a positive way. It's not like that directly you criticize. It should not hurt the people. You have to be little diplomatic in that. I
जनरलाइज
hope,
करते हैं सब
I
पीपल,
hope.
जनरलाइज फीडबैक। तुम हमेशा लेट आते हो, अगर वो 4 दिन लेट आया महीने में, नो टेंडेंसी पीपल से कि तुम हमेशा लेट आते हो, वहां फिर आपकी बात जो है ना उसकी वैल्यू खत्म हो जाए। आपने वो फैक्चुअल फैक्ट्स के ऊपर एक बात बताई, वो मुझे अच्छी लगी कि जब इंटरैक्ट करते हो उससे पहले कीप योर फैक्ट्स विद यू, यू नो, कीप योर फैक्ट्स विद यू सो दैट द पर्सन इज नॉट ऑन डिफेंसिव। मतलब उसको डिफेंसिव बनने का मौका, बोलो बेटा ये
नहीं
देखो,
मिलेगा, राइट।
चार चार तुम्हारा 4 लाल निशान है, लेकिन हमेशा बोल दिया ना तो फिर दिन आपकी बात की वैल्यू खत्म हो जाती है। दैट्स वन, यू नो, वन थिंग विच आई
राइट,
ऑल्सो
राइट,
पिक फ्रॉम एक्सपीरियंस, नेवर से हमेशा। हमेशा गुस्सा करते हो, हमेशा क्लाइंट तंग करते हो, हमेशा नहीं, स्पेसिफिक केसेस।
राइट। I think
I
yes,
think
it's
you
not.
you 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 basically triggered a lot of thought processes. I only wish we continue with this series, you know, basically because uh, I mean it is interesting and it is very very। और दूसरी बात क्या है कि मतलब कितना भी हम इस सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ लें, मतलब we will always be feeling a lack of knowledge in this, you know, always, because
Right.
Yeah, yeah, we will
yeah,
stick to these series for a while, sir. It was well started by Anandji, and Negiji is
we,
very well taken that baton forward, and I'm looking forward for more such intriguing seminars which will invoke managership, good leadership, good culture, good ethics, good values, and that's a subject which adds a lot of value to individuals as well. Other than being good managers, we all need to evolve to be better persons in life, and I'm sure this takes us somewhere closer to that. So with that note, I'll hand over to Sushma. Thank you so much, Negiji. Appreciate your session.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank
It
you very
was
much.
a
It's my
very
pleasure.
good session. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, ICS is pleased to provide all its research and development. We have books available of Integrated Management System, Excellence in Education Management in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Hindi. For about, if you all want to purchase, please contact the below. This book is also written by Dr. Sundar Kataria, and it is dedicated to scientists and engineers. Anyone interested, please contact us. Feedback form. Please register on www.sadgunsang.org and go in your login and give your feedback. We officially close today's session. Thank you for being a part of Sadgun Sang.